Hello, Happy New Year. It is 220. What are your plans for the future? 2020 is here, and today is the first day. What is it about the first day of the year that makes everyone thinking about how they want to change their lives? In a small way or in a big way? It is time for reflection on the past year. Or is it to take stock of things you promised you would do and never did? Are you wondering if the hate that you spewed out to others or the goodness that you shared by giving a helping hand? People always, or most of the time, do things to please others. Here's a short story I found. I think it says everything. The title, I Wanted to Change the World. When I was a young man, I wanted to change the world. I found it was difficult to change the world. So I tried to change my nation. When I found I couldn't change the nation, I began to focus on my town. I couldn't change the town as an older man. I tried to change my family. Now, as an old man, I realize the only thing I can change is myself. And suddenly I realized that if long ago I had changed myself, I could have made an impact on my family. My family and I could have made an impact on our town. Their impact could have changed the nation, and I could indeed have changed the world. Written by a monk in 1100 AD. Things don't change. These are the best and powerful words to hold close to your heart as we begin the new year. You will find these words are true not only for a person, but for countries and governments alike. I am only going to stress our government in this changing of the world thought. The reason is I have no frame of reference of the way of other cultures and the way they think and live their lives. So let's concentrate on the United States of America. If our leaders whom we elected to change our nation for the better would do what they were hired for and to do and stop trying to change people to fit into their idea of what people should be, we would not have so many problems trying to build a free nation that was designed by the people and for the people. The hate that our media and our leaders have influenced us into believing has caused many people to stop believing in humanity. The only reason why we listen to the news is to hear about someone who's doing worse than ourselves. If you ask someone about watching bad news all the time, they will tell you that they don't, and yet their very actions show them they watch the news all the time, which means they're liars. But they're not liars to you. They are lying to themselves. They can't even see beyond their own hate to see how beautiful the world is. The biggest lie that I see is people protesting the war and the killing of our youth. And at the same time, they demand the right to kill their unborn child, foregoing the child's right to live. They demand our youth to lay down their lives to protect our freedom. When they come home, we deny them the right to have a beer and to smoke a cigarette or carry a handgun for protection, all based on their age. They can live on pay for they can live on pay for far less than most yet people live on, and yet they die for you who allow homeless to sleep on your front porch step because your leaders say they have a right to sleep there. But we don't give that same right to our youth who picked up a weapon to protect your rights. They will give our freedoms to those who are not a part or want to become a part of our great nation. And our leaders demand that our laws do not apply to them. They teach our youth to hate this great land so they can alter it to fit their pockets and make their lives comfortable while we suffer at the hands of injustice brought about the city leaders, the governors, congressmen, and senators, and judges, and yes, the president. Not only the current president, every president before him, every congressman before them, judges and all. I do not know when the idea of service to the public became a job. As you can see, it is not one person whom everyone points their fingers at. It is the ones who have lived a great life over many years, sitting in a seat of the elected by the people that make the laws and rules we have to live by. If you go back 50 years and listen to the speeches given by those in power, the promises they make to regain their place of power and money, you will notice it is the same thing and the same statements over and over and over again. And they will do nothing once elected because suffering is what they are selling. And if the suffering of another is worse than yours, they will make you think they are doing good for them. But it's a lie. And you, by giving money to a homeless on the streets, will change everything? It won't. If money was the answer to the poor, then the $943 billion, lastly reported 2013, would have paid for a home for every homeless person in the United States. $943 billion. When people change themselves, then they can start to change their nation. If you blindly lay down at the feet of those who have been in office for 50 years or more and have changed nothing, then you are the cause of the nation's problems, not them. Let me make this real clear. Just because there are people who really need help, these are the ones that do not ask for the help on the street corners. To prove that I'm right about what I say, I challenge you, every one of you. If you think I'm crazy at the words that I speak, I challenge you to go to the homeless section of your hometown and get out of your car and walk among them. almost everyone of earshot of this podcast will say, no way, it is too dangerous. Well, if it's so dangerous, why are you giving money out of your car window to them? The world we live in is a great place, but you will never see it unless you open your eyes to see the goodness waiting to say hello. All you have to do is make a change, is to open your eyes and see people for who they are. You don't have to sell your car or your house and live on the streets to prove to someone you are good. King Solomon was the richest person during his time, and yet God saw him for the goodness he gave to those around him. Listen to your feelings inside. The next time someone comes up and screaming at you for one reason or another, it is because he hates you. Is it? No. It is because he can't see his own future. Because he is lost in a world of hate. Give him a smile. Give him a hug if you want. Take this new year, 2020, and build a great person so we can build a great nation. God bless. Happy New Year's to everyone. Take care. I'm Russell Mays. Happy New Year. Thank you.